Go through the agendas. Tom, you have it in front of you?
I do. First is call to order and note present. Everyone's here, including the chief, no one else.
Everybody, Tom, everybody can see everybody? So we'll need to...
It switches. As a Brendan can switch around to it. Say, on the top of the screen, I can only see, on my screen, I see myself, Brandon, Chief, and Joe.
Yeah, there's a speaker view button up at the top. If you hover up at the top, if you press speaker view, it'll change the view. It'll bring just the speaker up, whoever's speaking.
Well, I just, if everybody can't see everybody, you need to do a roll call so we know who's here. That's all.
Okay. First, I'll call Chairman Simpson.
Here.
Okay. Mr. Subio.
Here.
Mr. Trask, absent. Ms. Jones.
Present.
Okay. And my Karen Mabry.
Present.
Okay. Chief.
Yes, here.
And I'm here. All right. And my first order of business is to welcome Paulette as a full member of the board. We've had the opportunity to work with her for the last several years and enjoyed that. And luckily, Karen's coming in and we all know her too. So it's going to be a very nice group to work with, I hope, and a group that knows what's going on because everybody's been informed now. And Karen certainly had all the years of knowing what she was doing as a cop. So welcome to the two new members. I appreciate that.
I'm not sure why my video keeps going in and out, but
I see everybody on mine except for Karen.
I see everybody.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, now I see Karen on my full screen.
All right, we've got that going, and we're welcoming everyone. I think this should be a fairly quick meeting. The first issue and the only issue on tonight is the issue of the date of the sergeant's test. That's why it's so important that we meet tonight. I said in my email, we know we're not going to do anything until April 30th, but I think it would not be prudent to schedule something as close to the date of April 30th as a date the next week for the sergeant's test if we are still doing social distancing, and it's not a good time. And the chief has informed me that while we want to get this process done as quickly as possible, there won't be any appointments until the fall.
That's right.
So what I have circulated to you is a resolution. It's 4-2020, basically amending 2-2020, the meeting that we did back in February where we announced the date of the test and the plans. The chief has informed me that the dates that he would prefer for the test to be done would be on the 16th of September, which gives everybody a chance to get summer over with and go forward. And then on the 29th and 30th, we'll do the oral exams. And if everyone is in favor of that, I'd ask for the chairman to call for a motion. Chairman?
Yes. Just one question was that's enough time. When would the appointments be, Chief?
I know that the position won't be available until Tom Longo retires. He'll be at the end of his drop, which is sometime in October. So depending on what council wants to do, whether they agree to do it at the October meeting just before he leaves, or if they prefer to wait till November, I think we'll have just about enough time. But I'm fine with waiting till November. I'm purposely trying to avoid summer. And if the kids go back to school, hopefully, I'm trying to give parents enough time to get them situated in school before the test. So I think all in all, this is probably the best solution if the board's amenable.
Okay. Do we have any questions? Okay, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Or I guess we need to do a roll call, Tom.
There's only 4 of you. Yeah, give me a roll call so I can put it down. So to see all of you.
All right, so we'll do a roll call vote then. Karen?
In favor.
Paulette?
aye.
Joe?
I'm in favor also.
And the chair votes in favor.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Spears?
And as I put on the agenda, discussing electronic meeting issues, doing this backwards, is that one of the issues we have to do here is, this is technically, we're following the rules that are in the act that the Senate and the House have approved. But as of today, the governor hasn't signed it, but I believe that we're doing everything properly and we're doing, under even the governor's orders, that we're doing this properly. So in the future, if there's a problem with, right now, we do not need anybody present physically at the township building. But in the future, if someone's missing and can't make it, we can do this for that type of meeting also. Past, we've done it on the telephone if we had to, but I think this would be a much better method if we have to do it in the future. So that's a great start.
What will we do? We have to sign something, but we figure out how to do DocuSign?
Okay, well, what I've done is I've circulated 2 versions of the resolution. I'd like you to each sign one of those, and if you can either scan it and send it back to me, or if you can just mail it, we'll get it back that way. Mail it to the chief at the township building. But as far as getting this done officially, the vote is what matters. And the chairman, I sent a separate motion later today that is for Shelley to sign it as chairman. So he's certifying the motion so that the chief can go notify the officers that it is postponed. So I'd like to follow up. I'd like to get these sent back to me so we have all of your signatures to ratify it. And more importantly, but the immediate one will be that Shelley would do it. So we don't need a DocuSign or something like that. We just need to get it back. Any further questions?
No, this worked out well.
I think it did. So if there's any new business to come before the board, commission?
Yeah, yes, Tom. I'm going to set things back to the way they were. If the rest of the board is mean to it, that we will have a meeting every month on our stated meeting at 6:30. If there's nothing on the agenda, the chief can brief us what's going on with the status of the police department. Even if it's for 15 minutes, just so we have a regular meeting, we know what day it is. Now we have 5 board members, so we don't have to worry about a quorum. We should always have a quorum. So
And again, in the short term, with this process, it's very easy because no one has to go anywhere. In the future, they could still sign it if necessary. I remind the chief and Brandon get involved with this, with a Zoom meeting if you're not going to be able to make it here.
we can do that. I mean, or like I said, we have 5 members now, so we have a quorum. We should have a quorum no matter what. But if anybody has anything objections to that or whatever questions, please say so. Chief, you all right with that?
I think that's a great idea. That works well for us, for me.
Okay, you can, if you're not there, Jeff can always, I guess, represent the department.
Absolutely.
One thing that I should note under the new business is normally we would have had a promotion tonight that we would review. That's something that was never actually required by the Civil Service Code, but it was a custom of Plymouth that did it in their rules. But it's not required, and in the amendments to the ordinance, that was removed. So the chief told me by email that he is going to continue the practice of us meeting with the officers when we have a chance, but that's more of an accommodation and a chance for the board to know who the police officers are, see how they're doing, and for you to stay informed. But it's not going to be a required issue where they have to come in and meet you before they can get to their next rank.
Right. That's fine. I still like the idea that we're going to sit down with them for a couple minutes just to get to know who they are and things like that, especially the newer officers.
Yeah, we'll continue doing that. New officers, people that are getting advanced, we'll always make every attempt to make sure that you get to be introduced to them, ask them questions, let them tell you a little bit about themselves. So we'll definitely keep that up.
I think it's very helpful for everybody.
Okay.
Okay. I assume there's no public comment because there's no public out there. Am I wrong? No.
I saw somebody jump on, but they disappeared, so. Karen, you have anything?
No, I just, like I said, happy to serve in a different capacity now. And I'm just making my way through, what the civil service, what the civil service changes were. So if I have questions, do I reach out to you, Shelley, or do I reach out to Tom or everybody?
Probably Tom. He knows the legalities of the board better than anybody.
And
Okay.
Karen, the Department of Community and Economic Development, PADCED, has a great book for free to download on township or municipal hiring practices. It used to be called the Civil Service Manual because 99% of it's about civil service. It's free, it's a download, and I find that very helpful. That's one of my go-to resources when I have a question.
Okay, but if I have specific questions
absolutely.
regarding our stuff, I can just,
Any specific question,
Okay.
that's something going on, what we have to do, what we can't do, or what we're
okay,
allowed to do, absolutely.
okay.
Okay, Paulette, anything?
No, I'm good.
Joseph, anything?
I'd just like to welcome Karen and Paulette on full-time.
Thank you.
Chief?
Yeah, you know what? I'd just like to make one suggestion. It's up to the board, I'm sure, but it'd be helpful if we could have minutes of every meeting and maybe get
They'll
those
be
like a
coming
week
out.
before.
Done. Two things happen. First of all, I have the meetings from February that I haven't, will bring up, but the meetings under the ordinance for this, I think I've got 10 days or 14 days. We have to post them online. We'll have the draft minutes that we'll adopt at the next meeting will be posted.
Tom, John and I were talking about, can we get them emailed to us?
Yeah.
The week before the meeting so we can review them, so we can we don't have to review the minutes, we can just approve them because we've already had a chance to read them.
Most of what we've done in the past has been done in resolution. That's why it's an issue. Everything, every motion, everything had been done by resolution, but now we have to do is formal minutes for that. So
Yeah, but the problem is, we've had discussions that there's nothing sent out to us written minutes of the meetings. It's just the resolution. We had a resolution, we approved it, but nothing about the discussions, what went on, as a regular meeting should be. We should have minutes of, we had that whole big discussion about the change to the board and you know,
okay.
it was just
Well, those
our
minutes
conversation.
this year, they're coming out because they have to come out. So we'll get those to you anyway.
Okay. And we can get them like a week before just to go review them so we have them before the meeting, or a couple days before, it really doesn't matter. So if we get a Monday for Thursday meeting, it's fine.
No problem.
Is everybody okay with that?
That's fine.
What about meetings through the summer? If you want to meet everyone, what about that?
We have 5 members. We should be able to meet. It's only, June, July, and August. It's not that big of a deal. Somebody's always around, I'm sure. The only thing we'd have to do is if you're not going to make it, that we either have an alternative, we postpone it for a week or whatever if you're not going to be here. But I mean, I don't see why we can't hold meetings. I think it's important that if there's something comes up that we can talk about it. The chief wants to brief us of what's going on, so we stay on top of what's going on, discussions that we had.
No problem.
Okay?
Other comment?
Anything else, John? Anything else, chief?
No, just to let you know though, just in anticipation of if you would approve this, I did reach out to the chiefs that are going to do the oral board just to see if they'd be available for the dates I proposed. And 2 of the 3 of them got back to me. They're good. So if I don't hear back from the third, or if he's not available, you did approve 3 others, I believe. And at that time, I'll reach out to you and let you know if I needed to, go to one of those. But I think we're good. I also preemptively asked the people that are going to take the test, the 14, that if you had approved this, was September 16th a good day for everybody? I wanted to make sure nobody's on vacation, and they're okay with that also. So we're in good shape for those dates, just so you know.
Okay. Want to give us a status of what's going on with the department? Everybody good? Everybody healthy?
You know what? We've been, knock on wood, we've been fortunate. Nobody's been ill. We've been up to full strength. Calls for service have been down a bit, but there's also unfortunately been an uptick on, I don't want to say more violent crimes, but we've had more burglaries. We've had some gun offenses, and we've had a lot more, unfortunately, of attempted suicides and mental health commitments. So the calls that we have gotten have been a little bit more serious. But since we haven't had any problems with people coming into work, and they've been real good about not taking time off, things have been running smoothly. So that's been nice.
Everybody's family, all the officers' families, nobody's got the virus or sick? Or
Nobody's got the virus, and we also
Good.
let them know that if they have accommodations are needed. I mean, we talked to Karen Weiss about that, and she's been real good with the employees if there was some wiggle room needed. And so far, they haven't needed it, but they know that the offer stands.
Good.
We've actually gotten together with the ambulance. They reached out to us, and they've they have foggers, these decontaminating foggers. They're each worth $14,000. They have 2 of them, and they actually have decontaminated our patrol cars as long as we pay for the solution, which has been very cheap. So that's been nice. We've been keeping things clean, and you know, we're, like I said, knock on wood, things are going well.
Good, good. Hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah.
Okay, if nobody has anything else?
I have one question. If you're not physically available for a meeting, but you can call in, is that okay?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
That's what we said, right, Tom? That now they
Yeah,
have this
that's-
set up.
That's the traditional way we've been doing it before you knew the word Zoom. But yes, that's
Okay.
the traditional way it's been done.
Okay.
So somebody can set up I guess a computer in the
Well-
meeting room.
What we've done and it's legal, but the easy way to do it is if we don't set up Zoom, we have to have a speaker that the audience can hear you and you can hear the audience. Well, our cell phones do that now.
Okay.
You put that on the desk, you can hear everything everybody's going on, and they can hear everything you're saying. So that's become real easy. That's the minimum we can do, and that's it. That's easy. This is kind of a neat way to do it, but it doesn't have to be done. If it was a short notice, we wouldn't have to do it this way. We can do it just on the phone.
Okay.
And this is great for emergency meetings too. If we have to have something that's emergency, you can just dial and do this. I actually like Zoom. It works very well. We use it for our other organizations' meetings, and it works very well. So,
If you do decide when you have a meeting that somebody can't make it and you want to use Zoom, I'm using a department iPad, which I'll make sure to bring. And if I can't come, Jeff O'Brien will bring his, and then we'll talk to IT if they can set this up. So if you prefer to use this, if you're wherever at the shore, at home, you'll be able to see each other. So I can facilitate that if somebody just lets me know, you know, hopefully a day beforehand would be, you know, good so I can coordinate with IT.
okay. And one more thing for everybody too. If you can't make the meeting, 'cause
Service
you-
type meeting.
what's
We
that,
can also
Tom?
show exhibits through Zoom.
I'm sorry, I cut you out, Tom. What was that?
If there were exhibits that needed to be shown, that's one of the neat things about Zoom. Not that I have any idea how to do it, but we can show you exhibits, documents if we have to through Zoom also. That's why it'd be a lot better than using the phone, but most of what we do, you're not going to need exhibits.
Right.
If you ever did it.
The last thing I was saying is if somebody can't make it, please either send me or Tom a note, you know, real quick text, email, whatever. Hey, I'm not going to be available tonight, or I'm going to be available by phone or whatever. So we know before the meeting starts who we're waiting for, who we're not waiting for, if somebody's not going to be there or not. Okay. If nothing else, motion for adjournment.
So move.
All that second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you,
have a good
Chief.
night.
Thank you,
Thank
Tom.
you all.
Everybody stay healthy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
Have a
too.
good night.
Thanks.
Good night.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Good night.
Take care.
Good night.